And gentlemen, this is Mr. Rowe. We're taking a look at geometry. This is part A, lesson 7, and we're going to see how we find the number of diagonals of a polygon. So let's take a look at some examples here. So here's our first example. This is a nonagon. So what we're going to do is we're trying to figure out how many diagonals I can draw. So talking about all the diagonals. So from every vertex. And so I'm just going to do one. So I got to find out how many I can draw all the way around. Well, instead of sitting here counting and drawing out the figures and all that, there is a formula that we're going to use. So here is that formula. The number of diagonals is equal to 1/2 times n, which is the number of sides, times n minus 3. So in this first figure here, we have a nonagon. A nonagon has 9 sides. So we're just going to fill into this formula 1/2 times 9 times 9 minus 3. Simplifying, we get 1/2 times 9 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54. And then 1/2 of 54, we're going to divide by 2, and 54 divided by 2 is 27. So that's all I need to be able to do in order to find the number of diagonals. It's no kind of secret thing that you have to do. You don't have to sit there and count up every side of every figure. You just use this formula. So let's take a look at our next example. And this is why we have the formula. What if we have a figure that has 215 sides? How do we figure out the number of diagonals in that figure? I'm not going to sit here and try to draw a 215-sided figure because that's just crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that formula. The number of diagonals is 1/2 times n minus 3. And so what we got here, since we have a 215-sided figure, is 215. We're going to simplify, so we get 1/2 times 215 times 212. Well, I'm not going to try to worry about multiplying that either. I'm going to pull out my handy-dandy calculator, and I'm going to multiply this out. So I'm going to do 215 times 212. That gives me 45,580. And I'm going to divide that number by 2. And so the number of diagonals in a 215-sided figure is 22,790. So that's all you have to be able to do on that first, I think it's 1 through 8 in this lesson. So let me know if you still have trouble with the concept or need extra help. Let me know in a teacher message or make an appointment for a help session.